Our job is to locate and evacuate. We're not at war here. The North Koreans are hiding something. As soon as you secure the first hostage, we'll move out to investigate.
Nuke engaged.
Hey, Nomad, you still with us?
On my way.
Maximum speed. Maximum strength.
Something's wiping out Korean forces all over the island. We need to keep moving. Something doesn't want us here. Something out there is killing people.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Lord Zeus.
Of course.
All right, one more time.
Stupid boy. You shall never reach the surface. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
The Olympians shall make powerful allies. You can turn back, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way. That was for last time.
Diabolical. was broken. Fractured by the magic the Vow Keepers said they would protect us from. The spellstorms still rage across the ruins of the Hollow Lands. This is proof, they said. It isn't safe. It can't be controlled. Magic cannot be used. But I am a battle mage. I have broken my vow, and now I fight to break free.
Seven adventurers on their quest for the 12th statuette.
The statuette of Gladradulfa.
Gladulfora. It's the green one.
I thought it was the backhead of Rapadulfra.
This is gonna be a long day. Ask for help, search his place, interrogate...
I don't have any intel on this subject matter.
Let it rock!
Son of an incestuous good!
I didn't invest any points in lockpicking on my character sheet.
This is way more useful than stuffing chairs.
Ah, swell! New skills! My magic shall light the way! What would you do without me?
The Dungeon of Nalbec, the Amulet of Chaos, out now.
Well, friends, did you find Moo, the bravest of the giant miniaturized hamsters?
I knew this was going to happen because I had 3 words, and now I need to remember what they were.
Adventure.
Survival.
And Windbound for me is probably about exploration, discovery, and adventure.
Ancient? No. I'll go with Mystic.
Windbound is a crafting survival game that marries the experience of the open world, procedurally generated experience with a story and narrative that drives you through the whole adventure. And coupling that with you being on a boat, carrying your base through the whole thing as you go, makes it a really unique experience. So when we started, we basically just had Kara, the protagonist, collecting resources, crafting slings and bow and arrows and kind of things like that. That was great, but at some point Mitch looked out onto the ocean that was surrounding the island and said, well, I kind of want to go out there.
So at the beginning of the game, Kara finds herself shipwrecked and basically just needs to survive. She comes from a people who have made their living off the land. They're hunters and gatherers, but then they also, just as much as important as the land to them, is the sea.
We wanted her to be a character that was able to survive in the situation. She isn't completely out of her depth. So when she washes up on shore, she knows what she needs to do to hunt and gather food to survive. She knows the resources she needs to start crafting her initial canoe and to start crafting sails and to eventually get off that first island onto the next and the next until she can eventually make her way back to her
family. Early on, when you first start the game, you'll more or less see the same types of islands. So it is procedurally generated, but then as you play through the game, there'll be more types of islands with different biomes and different visuals and lighting. It's quite intentionally very friendly early on, and then as you progress through the game, you'll start getting introduced to more obstacles within the environment, both the environment itself and the creatures, that make things feel more hostile. So as the player goes through, they'll go through forests and deserts and swamps and savanna-y kind of landscapes. And every player will see that differently, going more into the belly of the beast as you're going through it.
When we initially came up with the idea with the boat, I'd been going out on a few sailing adventures with my brother on a lake near his place. And as soon as we mentioned the idea of putting a boat into the game, I immediately wanted to try and replicate having that experience of really raising and lowering the sails and tightening the sails in and out. Once you get your head around how that actually works, is really rewarding, a really fun experience.
The boat was a great way to have players be able to still get that level of commitment and investment in something that they care about and rely on, but also be able to not feel tied down to one single location. Obviously there are still risks involved, like you've got reefs and you've got rocks and you've got waves and all that sort of thing, which don't play nice with a boat, but you're never tied down to one place. You rely on your boat to not only collect resources, but it's also your way to get back home, ultimately.
Working on the creatures especially, I think is probably my favourite part, as well as being the most challenging.
They've all got this level of kind of a bit of familiarity, but they're also very obviously distinct and different from the things you might expect to see.
The blink, the sort of little rabbit thing, that's actually just me going like, and you speed it up, you get this sort of thing.
Rather than being covered in regular fur, you'll see on their ears, they've got like these sort of, we call them blink fronds. They're almost like a feathery type of thing. And you'll use that for crafting your arrows and things like that. Pond wampers, which will fire toxic sort of sludge at Kara and temporarily poison her or anything else that's around.
It's got this big burp, it does. And so I actually had to do this sort of sound and slow that right down. And then it sounds like this giant, tremendous burp.
having the Nautilus there was one of the things we had right at the very beginning. The idea of having this big creature that played some part in the story and how you got through the world was something that was there right from the very beginning. The Nautilus, she finds out more about it as she plays through the game, and more about the world that she's in and the nature of the storms and everything around her.
It's obviously got a lot of power behind it. It's something that gives the impression of being ancient. Perhaps doesn't take kindly to the presence of Kara or her tribe sailing so closely.
I would hesitate to say more than that without just telling you what happens at the end.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Rated T for Teen.
This must be the place. I made it.
Angie.
What are you?
Stupid question. I am hard. Understand. You are only human, after all. We can outrun them. So what are you going to do, Patel?
What the hell is this?
Hell.
No, you can't use the bathroom, and no, we don't have Wi-Fi.
We hear you carry only finest merchandise.
Welcome to ESA, home to the world's most exclusive collection of top-tiered munitions. So, how can I help you?
I'm looking to make a statement.
Mission accomplished. Oh, but you're here to accessorize. The P-12K works with any ensemble.
That's like the mom jeans of guns. Statement, remember?
Right. Something more street style then. The Arbiter is in season.
Kinda limiting.
Perhaps something from our high volume line. Nope. The fully customizable Mamba AC rifle, side-folding polymer stock, free-floated mil-spec barrel, advanced dual-beam laser sight. The perfect tactical weapon.
Too many plastic parts. Classes will check it.
Ronin, it's time to go.
Shall I wrap that up for you?
Nah, I'll wear it out.
Excuse me, ma'am, you overpaid.
The extra's for the door. You should duck.
Swords, goodbye. Think of money we'll save on ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we did your store. Now we do mine.
All right.
Samiko Sushi, here we go.
Remember, Sam, every parcel is a promise made to a person in need. And they're counting on you to deliver.
You have to break some ties to forge others. Can't be tied to everything.
I know you love her. You love her. There.
Reporting for duty!
All that lives must also die.
Hi, and welcome to the Unreal Engine News and Community Spotlight. The NVIDIA Edge recipients for August have been announced, and once again, we are thoroughly impressed with the quality of projects you all sent our way. In a solo effort to own his skills, Tony Villalba Corominas created a gorgeous apartment scene inspired by the light of a summer's afternoon in Madrid. Unreal Madrid, which is downloadable in its entirety, includes 3 gameplay modes and a variety of interactive objects in the scene. Next up, set in a Cold War-era research facility, players will encounter anomalies, solve puzzles, and search for answers surrounding the mysteries of the military facility in Prose, an exciting VR survival adventure developed by Sign. You can jump into the shoes of Soviet engineer Anatoly, now in Prose Prologue, a free prequel, and explore the events leading up to the main storyline. The first chapter of Prose will be available this December. Our third one, a multimedia artist and frequent streamer, Phil, is in the heart of creating a beautiful UE4 cinematic House in the Hollow. You can follow along its development on his Twitch channel to see his progress and learn some tips and tricks along the way. Great work by all who submitted, and we look forward to seeing your September projects. At SIGGRAPH 2018, real-time filmmaking with Unreal Engine took another giant leap forward. As part of the real-time live curated showcase, Epic and ILM XLab presented ray-traced collaborative virtual production in Unreal Engine. The workflow incorporated performance capture, virtual reality, multi-user collaborative editing, and final pixels through real-time ray tracing to introduce a new pipeline that yields photorealistic, feature-quality results. To top it off, this feat in real-time production ran silky smooth on a single Quadro RTX 6000 GPU, the latest professional graphics card from NVIDIA. Read the full story and watch the real-time live presentation on our blog, linked below. Christian Allen, our North American Unreal evangelist, will be hitting the road later this week to visit a few of our lovely meetup groups. If you're in Portland, Kansas City, St. Louis, or Boston, be sure to check out his schedule. He'll be covering the blueprints behind his latest ongoing Parachess demo project, as well as discussing how to leverage marketplace content, which is exclusively used for the Parachess project. He'll also hold Q&As to cover topics such as Unreal development, careers in the games industry, and indie development. Christian will wrap up in Boston at the Boston Fig Fest, which celebrates the indie games from the region and around the world. If you'll be at the show, be sure to connect with him and say hi. So the team at Another World VR specializes in creating VR experiences with an emphasis on storytelling, cinematic aesthetics, and immersive gaming interactivity, drawing on its background in filmmaking. For Kobold, their latest project, the aim was to achieve cinematic realism in VR, inspired by pagan mythology, ancient superstitions, and old Germanic fairy tales that don't always have a happy ending. Kobold is a spine-chilling transmedia experience that blurs the lines between cinema and VR gaming. The VR experience is accompanied by a short film that viewers can watch before stepping into the virtual world, introducing the characters they'll meet and providing the backstory of a missing boy and his family. I encourage you to check out our write-up and the behind-the-scenes video to learn more, or to learn how Another World VR has kept both horror movie fans and hardened gamers happy. On to our weekly karma earners. These fine folks are jumping into AnswerHub and helping their fellow devs. Many thanks to Every Nun, Shadow River, Fort X Gaming, Mighty Enigma, Harry High Def, Critia, Thompson N13, Eric Dubelboer, Redbox, and Ever2. Guys are crushing it. Now for our community spotlight. First up is a piece called Garuda's Judgment. So this stunning game environment is based on various temples from Southeast Asia, such as Angkor Wat and Wat Rangkun. So Nicolo has done a wonderful job capturing the essence and beauty of the region in this scene. So really nice work by Nicolo. Our second spotlight is this environment in developed by Mauricio Torres. It's a scene he's been building in a mentorship program. It's a fantastical monument built to house magical armor. It's looking absolutely lovely so far. Keep up the great work, Mauricio. We can't see how this scene progresses. And our final spotlight this week is a piece of fan art for The Last Samurai. So the team of two set out to explore the updates from 420 regarding digital humans. So they've been experimenting with hair and other options, and they've really knocked it out of the park. I hope you'll continue to share more digital human projects with us, as this is an absolutely incredible piece of work. So thank you for tuning in for the News and Community Spotlight. Hi, and welcome to our Unreal Engine live stream. Yay, Summer UE4 Jam results. So I'm your host, Amanda Bott, and with me we have Ben Mears, the Games Community Manager from Side Effects, who helped us judge these wonderful, amazing games. So thank you for joining us, Ben.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And the lovely Michael Aller, who had the Hero of the Peel, and who decided to join us in sponsoring the jam and hosted a fantastic stream on supporting devs and playing games and partying it up. Looking for something exciting, huh?
Yeah, always.
But so, we're excited. There are a lot of really incredible. We had about 150. It was 150 titles. So you all cranked out some sweet games. There were many games to be played. But no, it's really cool. So we had a lot of fun announcing the theme. I guess it's been about a month and a half now. We kind of got interrupted by some trips and then a hurricane and all that jazz. So we like to keep it exciting around here. No big deal. But yeah. So for those that may not be familiar with Summer UE4 or UE4 jams in general, we do these every quarter. It's a lot of fun for us. We get to see what you all are working on, and hopefully it encourages you to either give a new team a go, see how you like working with them. You can try something out in Engine, whether it's trying Engine for the first time or various new features. So we just love to see all the cool stuff you make. I don't know, it's a lot of fun for us, but yeah. All the things. How did you feel like your stream went, Aller?
It went long. We played through 150 games over the course of two 25-hour streams.
Whoa.
And yeah, they went pretty well. I had to take a nap in the middle, but yeah, lots of great games. We had lots of lots of game developers on Twitch, and they were able to join our Twitch voice chat, and so we got live commentary from the devs on some of our games, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
And something that hopefully, if I stream again, we'll likely to embrace more. But yeah, it was definitely nice. Even if the devs weren't in voice chat, just having the devs in Twitch chat occasionally was just a great insight into how the games were made and how they were developed, and overcome a few bugs here and there. But it was a fantastic little experience.
I think that's even another cool aspect of it, is like getting to really know the dev behind it and maybe their vision. Because with a game jam, you always hit that scope. Scope is a big thing. So it's like you might have this big grandiose idea, or you only get to see like the core mechanic of it, but it's like, oh, this was our idea, or this is where we're heading, and it lets you, in a various way, like experience the grand vision, even though you may not be able to like actually have played that.
There were a lot of grand visions that that were conveyed through the developer coming in and explaining stuff, and it honestly made the game so much more enjoyable, knowing which parts of the game were like kind of like the things that were worked on and things that were kind of just rushed and added in there, and like how those little things that were kind of just randomly thrown in there might be more fun than kind of like the main design and how all that plays out. And it was just, yeah, it's a great learning experience, both through playing and just listening to the devs talk about their work. I highly encourage everyone to do that. Like, just talk about the creation of their game somewhere. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's the coolest thing about game jams too. Is like they're pure in a way, right? So without, a lot of times your development is for ultimately, yes, it's a passion project, but you're also hoping to make a living building games and things like this. And this is a great opportunity to just sort of like throw all that to the wind, spend a few days just making something purely for the fun of it, the heart of it. If it's successful, great. If not, maybe you learned something or you just had a good time. And that's,
Yeah,
that's about having fun. So we hope you all had fun.
there's definitely room for more experimentation that you would never do in production, and I think a few of the games that were submitted definitely showed that. They decided to start one way and then quickly go another, as the theme suggests. But like they did it in a way that like you would never expect it in a shipped game, but in a game jam game, it was perfect. And those experiences are actually my favorite. I look forward to all those, like games like Jonathan's Well, this game jam and things where it starts out one way and just goes a completely different direction in both genre, mechanic, everything. And those highly experimental games, that's what I love playing these things for.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of surprises in there. Things you were not expecting to happen, usually towards the end.
That's always weird. There were a number of times, and I think that's just some of the essence of the theme this time. But you'd see, your game, and you're like, oh, like, you could just end up in this really weird place. And you're like, well, here I am now. I don't know. So, again, we just want to be excited about all the games that you all submitted, and we're thrilled to have you. Before we dive into all of our announcements of the winners, we do have some people to thank. So, first of all, huge shout out to CrowdForge.io. I know a number of you found teams utilizing their services, or hopefully you found teams or found people to complete your teams. So we love that they support a page for us. Side Effects, you gave out, sounds like a bunch of licenses. You're like, right? So
There's a bunch of them. Over 100 at least. Exactly. Thanks to everybody who wanted to use Houdini for the game jam, and definitely let me know if you did end up using Houdini, because I always want to play games that people are using Houdini for. So yeah.
So yeah, if you used Houdini, definitely tweet at Ben and be like, "Hey, check out my game. It's rad, and we used your stuff." Just like that. That's just the message. Yeah. Copy paste.
That's the easiest way. And I did see a few tweets during the game jam, like when it was happening. So that was cool to see as well.
Yeah. It's so cool to watch the transformation over the weekend with all the tweets of like the concept art coming out, building into the some characters or environments to actual gameplay. So that's always fun. Quixel, super thankful for them. They provided access to their Mega Scans library, and in addition to sponsoring some of our prizes, sounds like it was just looking at the responses from you all as to like what assets did you use. A lot of Quixel materials are in there, so it was great to see that. That was helpful. Assembla has provided ongoing Perforce access for folks. Again, I hope you didn't need that lifesaver moment of having source control, but glad that they do offer it, and many of you took advantage of that, so that's always great to see. They also wanted me to let you know they have a number of new plans for small or indie teams. So if Assembla has sort of been cost prohibitive, they have a new plan for you. So definitely worth checking into that because they're trying to support all the small teams out there. And we'd like to say thanks to Soundly for supporting us with sound. So I guess sounds in your game jam brought to you by Soundly. But yeah, all right. So we announced a theme, and then people played. Well, they didn't play. They made games for 5 days, and it was awesome. So we have some special categories to dive into. We had 3 categories on the go, so that was the best mobile game, the something reality, so whether it was AR or VR, and then the Army of One, those hardened solo devs that want to tackle the world by themselves and crush it. There are a lot of awesome things in that category, or in those categories. So quickly running over their prizes, the winners of these categories will receive a 1-year Houdini Indie license from Side Effects, so you can make your game look even more rad. You'll get a 6-month 8K freelancer subscription to Quixel Megascans and a perpetual Quixel Suite 2 license. All the current asset packs from Polypixel, which is a lot. I don't know if you guys have looked at their stuff. Their stuff's great, and there's a whole lot of it. So I'm really excited to have them on board for the sponsoring the jam. And then the FPS Game Starter Kit from SB. You'll get a 1-year membership to IGDA. We're thrilled to have them on board with us. And you'll get like an Engine swag pack. We'll send you some swag, some t-shirt, all that good stuff. So the first one we'll be announcing is the On the Go. I don't have a phone here to play it, so we're going to play a little video of their gameplay called Got Away With It. So congrats to that team. It's the Createx. I don't know how to say their name. Creation, kinda. So you're this car, and you're driving around, and you're shooting at the police, as you do when you drive. This to me feels like a really lighthearted Grand Theft Auto. But it was just a lot of fun. The controls are super chaotic, and it's absolutely hilarious because you're driving around, slamming into things, trying to pick up resources or power-ups and get away from the police that are after you. And I don't know. They did a great job. I love how vibrant and colorful, and it was just really neat to play through. So, congrats to those folks. Loved it. Great job. We'll be sending some prizes your way. Yay!
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
I feel like we need the the little like yay soundbite we had last time. So congrats to them again. Great work. This is also a really great mobile game that's playing right now. This is really sweet. I could not, for the life of me, save that ship. It was so hard. So that was also, it de-escalated as it had sunk to the bottom very rapidly a number of times. So our second special category winner for the Something Something Reality Award was a project called Albina by Certain Things. So you can't see it yet, but you're a dog in space. And so I think it's the Russian dog that they sent into space. And everything is going wrong. So like your power will go off, your pipes start leaking, so you can see here that he's about to let me just duct tape them up as you do. And so he's trying to go through, figure out how to safely get out of this. But it's almost like, have you played Space Team? It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that there's always something going wrong, and you're running around trying to
all frantic.
because you'll be trying to figure out one thing, and it's like, oh, your oxygen's all burp, 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 burp. And when I initially played that, my Oculus controller was out of tracking a little bit, and so it was extra hard to get the air back in.
I'm going to die. I think that was my favorite VR game personally. It had so much going for it, and they really used it's a sitting experience, and they really used the space really well, and it had lots of stuff crammed into that thing. It was really well done.
Yes, it was awesome. I do want to give a shout out to Cultist VR. There was also a hysterical is maybe not the right word for it. But it was
creepy.
really, really well done, and
Yeah,
it definitely escalated. So if you didn't play it, you're kind of going through getting things for this like satanic ceremony ready to go. You get out your like Necronomicon, or you know, you gotta light all the candles, and then like to even start the game, it's like offer your sacrifice, and then you like slice your hand. And I don't know if I want to ruin the end.
No, it's. I think
Just
it's
play it.
cool. Just play it.
Complete the ceremony and see what happens. But no, yeah, being this dog in space was absolutely a phenomenal experience, and so great work by Certain Things. We'll be sending some cool stuff your way. So our final special category winner is for the Army of One. Would you like to announce it, Ben?
Yeah, is it Multilians?
Yes. Should be a hype announcer. Like that's your next job, I can tell.
Multilians.
Multilians.
The speed of light, a universal constant, never diminishing, never ending. "70 years of unrelenting progress. The Porsche 911 Speedster Concept. The speed of light."
For Monster.com, we started with a, really traditional VFX job.
So it's a comedy spot, it's beautifully told, rendered by our team, and I think they probably spent 8 weeks on crafting and making this wonderful thing. After the success of that spot, the agency came back to us and said they needed 30 social media animated 15-second spots turned around in a breakneck amount of time. I think it was 3 weeks or something like that.
What do you do with that? We thought about it really hard, and we realized that there was no way to go down a traditional route. There's just no.
The solution was a puppet that allows us to drive a rig in real time in Unreal.
What we use is this leap motion device. It's an input for all your finger motions. We applied these inputs to control a virtual puppet.
Yeah, we pitched it to them and they were blown away by the capabilities of what we were able to do. So in 2.5 weeks, we buckled down and built the system and took the CG asset from the TVC and the hair groom from the TVC and poured it over to Unreal. When we come back in for the actual shoot or the recording session, we had a VTR that would record the output straight from Unreal. Everything that you would typically do to finish, we did in real time as a sort of a post-volume, post-camera effect in there. Then we had our agency and clients all in the room with us, and the creative director would be, okay, well I like that, but what if he did this? And they would give us notes on animation in real time. Well, as fast as they could say it, we then would make these adjustments and re-perform the next take. The entire animation pipeline was happening in that span of just a few minutes. It was fun. It was the best way to describe it. It was joy to make that happen.
The client walked away with hours of finished quality work, basically final pixels, and they were blown away by that.
It's really unheard of in animation to get multiple takes of a performance. And for an editor to basically walk away with selects was really groundbreaking, and it really is a paradigm shift.
Quality for Unreal for me is just amazing. It's beyond anything that we're seeing with any of the competitors, and coming from a traditional background in VFX and animation and rendering, that same language applies
effortlessly in how Unreal's set up their rendering.
Integrating game engines into your production workflow is critical, is essential in storytelling today.
This project answers the question, how can we generate a lot of animation cost effectively for social media? I'm not rendering, I'm not watching it render. Now it's more like experimenting. And that's where I think your power is. That to me is, that's the appeal to this whole real-time paradigm. Like, I want to do it and do it fast and have fun doing it.
HBO approached us to create an awesome VR experience for Silicon Valley, their hit TV show. What we decided to do was create an absolutely inch-accurate version of their house.
Hacker Hostel is an ultimate fan experience and where you can go and pick up, throw about, touch, and interact with absolutely everything in the house. It is just littered with little in-jokes, little Easter eggs. You can spend hours in it, it's great fun.
Because the whole house is interactive, you can pick up and play with any object within it. It's actually a huge data set.
The final product has over 750 interactive objects.
So you'd be surprised to hear, but most of Hacker Hostel was actually created in Blueprint.
There was a period where we were unsure whether we could sustain 90 frames per second. So I don't think we could do what we're doing right now without having access to the source code of UE4. We can add profiling support that artists can view directly in engine to see how their assets perform.
So we were just throwing assets at Unreal on a day-to-day basis, just hoping it was going to perform. Every time a new asset went in, an artist was like, yes, it's made it, we're still performing a good frame rate. It was a fun process.
The flexibility of Unreal Engine allows me to throw any of my staff at it. It can be the artist creating small projects, or it can be the engineers getting completely under the hood. As Rewind lives in the gap between entertainment, film and advertising, having a product which is developing with us to create these new pieces of content is phenomenal. The Unreal Engine has really become the core of our pipeline, allowing us to deliver on every platform.
Unreal E3 Awards, Unreal Underdog. This award is given to the team that pushes the limits to achieve an amazing showing for their game or experience at E3. Focusing on not just the product, but the people and process behind it, this award acknowledges a team's perseverance to make a big splash at the big show. And the nominees are... And the winner is The Forgotten City. Based on popular Skyrim mod The Forgotten City, developer Modern Storyteller's original UE4 game of the same name was announced during the media storm that is E3. Not backing down from the challenge of competing with AAA blockbusters and literally hundreds of other titles, The Forgotten City managed to make a splash at the PC gaming show, which resulted in coverage from a wide variety of media outlets who focused on the game's Unreal-powered improvements to the mod. The standalone game features redesigned characters and dialogue, fresh story twists, expanded combat and wall climbing mechanics, an all-new orchestral score, professional voice acting, and motion-captured animations. Put simply, the Modern Storyteller team took a big risk by competing with the noise of E3, and ultimately triumphed in making a big splash on the game industry's largest stage, earning them the right to be called this year's Unreal Underdog. Unreal E3 Awards, Outstanding Original Game. This award is given to the project with huge potential as an all-new IP. Nominees will spark interest not only through gameplay, but through original characters, worlds, and the potential that is put on full display during E3 2018. And the nominees are... And the winner is... Concrete Genie. Every so often a game comes along that doesn't just spark your imagination, but your heart as well. In Concrete Genie, developer Pixelopus has managed to craft an original world filled with vibrant characters and locations that's not only bursting with emotion and personality, but also features unique gameplay mechanics. In the role of a bullied teenager named Ash, you'll use your magical paintbrush to create spectacular living landscapes and to summon curiously compelling creatures on a quest to purify your abandoned hometown. A brand new demonstration of the game during E3 2018 combines with previously revealed gameplay to paint a more complete picture of the project, which walks away from this year's show with the Unreal E3 Award of Most Outstanding Original Game. Unreal E3 Awards, Most Engaging. This award is given to the experience that we simply can't put down. Nominees will make players forget about their surroundings and be transported into a truly immersive experience. And the nominees are... And the winner is... Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. A tactical adventure game that combines turn-based combat with exploration, real-time stealth, and strategy, Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden grabs your attention from the opening menu screen and simply refuses to let go. Inspired by its pen-and-paper RPG roots, the game's compelling characters and intriguing story come complete with loads of depth and charm that provide a moment-to-moment experience that we simply can't put down. From managing resources and mutations to exploring the neon-bathed oasis of ill repute known as the Ark, independent team The Bearded Ladies have produced a truly memorable experience that goes down as the most engaging of E3 2018. Unreal E3 Awards, Eye Candy. This award is given to the most visually impressive Unreal Engine game at E3 2018 and rewards the use of leading-edge graphics that push the medium of interactive entertainment forward. And the nominees are... And the winner is Kingdom Hearts 3. With so many visually compelling games at E3, it can be hard to stand out from the crowd. But with the relentless pursuit of perfection in each of its varied environments, Kingdom Hearts 3 from Square Enix and Disney put the power of Unreal Engine's real-time rendering on full display during E3 2018. From the faithful recreation of characters and scenes from Frozen to the whimsical world of Pirates of the Caribbean, each iconic Disney franchise is represented in a way that is instantly recognizable and truly immersive. Achieving film-quality visuals on console is no small visual feat, especially considering the diversity of the source material and seamless blending from cutscenes into gameplay, all of which adds up to make Kingdom Hearts 3 the true eye candy of E3 2018. Unreal E3 Awards Biggest Buzz. This award is given to the project that creates the most talked about moment of E3 2018. From a major game reveal to an undeniably impressive demo, or a major twist that flips the industry on its ear, this award goes to the Unreal Engine team or project that produces the most buzz. And the nominees are... And the winner is Kingdom Hearts 3. It seems that everywhere we went at E3 2018, Kingdom Hearts 3 either had a presence or someone was talking about it. From the Microsoft and Sony press events to a blockbuster booth on the E3 show floor and regular chatter from attendees in the most random of places, there was no escaping the impact Kingdom Hearts 3 had on the game industry's biggest stage. Combining years of hype with compelling character reveals, gorgeous visuals, and outstanding hands-on demonstrations, the team at Square Enix captured the world's attention and earned the title of Biggest Buzz at E3 2018.